70 calls made, 10 sales closed. Here's what I learned in week 3 of Road to 20K. Alright, so last week one of the biggest problems I had was converting people to join my webinar, and then from the webinar converting them to join my classes. So to try and combat that, this week I made 70 cold calls. When I mean cold calls, they weren't really cold, they were relatively warm leads, because these were people who had either inquired about the program or had joined my webinar. So they were mildly warm leads. So I ended up calling them, and out of the 70 people I called, most of them did not answer their phone. So at least about 40 people did not answer. I called them multiple times on multiple days. So when I mean 70 calls made, I called 70 different people, but in total I would have made maybe 150 to 200 calls, because I repetitively called the same person about 3 or 4 times every single day. But most of them didn't answer. About 50 of them honestly just didn't answer, didn't respond back to me. There was no word from them at all. But out of the 20 people that responded, 10 of them ended up closing. Because keep in mind, most of them had inquired about the program, but they just had not paid. So the moment I called them, I found out what problems, what fears, or what was holding them back from joining the program, and I was able to get them to join the paid program. There were a few things that I learned while speaking to the people as to why they did not join the program, and I think these are common objections that a lot of salespeople face when they make calls of this nature. One of the biggest things that was holding people back from converting or registering to the paid program was financial difficulties. A lot of them just didn't have the finances, they were struggling, they were unable to make the full payment up front to register for the program. So when I called them, especially the 20 people that I called, I was able to give them flexible payment plans. Now, I tried not to give discounts to everybody. What I tried to do was just give them a flexible payment system that they could actually make with their monthly salary. And the thing is, even out of the 50 people that didn't answer my calls at all, I feel most of them were being held back because of financial problems. And honestly, if you just speak to me, you have to talk to me. If you ghost me, there is nothing I can do. There's no way that I can help you out. But if you speak to me, you have a call with me, you have a conversation with me, you drop me a message, I am then able to give you a flexible payment system, because I can't give everyone the chance to join for free, because nothing good in life comes free. Plus, it would be really unfair for the people that are paying the full amount if I start giving discounts to everybody, or if I give free scholarships to everybody. But what I can do is I can help you break this payment down so that you can make it over a period of time. And trust me, I've given this option to a lot of students, and some of them are so genuine that they keep on paying until the full payment is done without even me having to ask. Now, some of them I have to follow up and keep reminding and so on. But some students are really great, they're very genuine, and if they feel and when they feel that they have got something of value from my program, they constantly follow up with me and they make the payment. So I really appreciate students like that, because if someone really wants to learn, they will find a way. If someone really wants something, they will find a way. A lot of people that say, oh, I don't have money, I'm unable to pay. They're people that are not really interested, and honestly, they're not people that I really want to follow up with either. Because I feel like they're wasting their own time, and then they're wasting mine as well. But if someone says, hey, I'm struggling with money, I'm unable to pay, this is how much I earn per month, what can you do for me? Because I really, really want to learn. Now I can give someone a flexible payment option and say, hey, this is what you can do with the amount you're earning every month. Just pay me this amount of money every month until you cover my full payment. Right? So that was the biggest thing that was holding people back from paying and registering. So to everyone that I called, some of them, I didn't give flexible options for everybody, but for most people that called, I was able to give them a flexible payment plan to help them to join my program and improve their communication skills. Some of them just, like I said, 50 of them just ghosted me, didn't respond, didn't answer my phone calls. So that was probably the biggest problem, even more than the finance problem. It was just the fact that they didn't talk to me. If they spoke to me, I could have figured out some solution to help them join the program, but most of them just ignored me completely. Then the third problem, and this is prevalent across all 20 calls I made, but in varying categories. Some of them said that they were really scared to speak in front of an audience and they didn't even want to join a class that would help them overcome this fear, because they were just too afraid to speak in front of people, even inside a classroom. I literally have this one girl who still is on the verge of making the payment and joining the class, where she's saying she's just scared, she's embarrassed to speak in front of a crowd. And I told her, look, the reason you are joining the program is to improve your speaking capability. I will help you. I can guarantee that I will help you overcome this fear. But still, she's going back and forth with me, saying, I'm too scared. What if people laugh at me? What if people make fun of me? That it's tough. It's tough because if they're not in my program, it's very tough for me to help them. I can put out videos like this, I can put out content like this, but only so many people are going to really practice without any guidance. So guidance is what I provide, and I can't provide guidance unless you join the paid program. So that was a big objection. I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm shy to speak in front of an audience, and people just don't want to join a class because they're too scared to speak in front of people. All right, so the next update is that we ran another webinar this week. Again, we ran a smaller webinar, we ran a smaller budget, smaller webinar because our batches got full. We just needed about 5 more students to complete registrations or to fill registrations. The thing is, again, with this webinar, although we ran a smaller budget, we were expecting a decent amount of leads, which we got. So the conversions for this were not the best again. We got 950 leads. We got only 360 people joining the group, which honestly is not great at all. And then we had 100 people attending the webinar, which is 1/3 of the people that joined the group. And for now, we have only converted about 4 or 5 sales, right? 4 sales to be exact. So again, conversions are not doing the best. One thing or one problem that I saw with this specific webinar is I think Facebook had exhausted promoting this to public speaking leads or to people that are able to speak better English. And Facebook had promoted it to more of a spoken English crowd, people that are struggling to speak English or unable to speak English at all. Which is also why I think the conversions for this webinar were a little bad. But I think if we take maybe another 3 to 4 week gap and we run another ad, I think Facebook should start promoting to the right audience again. So I think giving it a bit of time to cool down, because we ran 3 webinars in quick succession in the span of about 3-4 weeks. So the market would have got, or rather the leads would have got a little saturated. The ad was being promoted to the same people. So which is why we just kept seeing a reduction in the amount of conversions that were being made. But again, we're going to be making sales calls. We're going to try and convert as many people. Ideally, if we can get to 10 to 12 conversions from this webinar, we would have been really successful, because the budget was a lot smaller. The amount of people we were expecting was a lot smaller. The people attended the webinar was only 100. So if we can convert 10, that's going to be a 10% conversion rate, which is pretty decent. All right, so that is it in terms of how the sales calls went and how the webinar went. Now let's look at the content. Content-wise, things went pretty good this week. On TikTok, we had a video that blew up. Again, it was of that same kid. And on Instagram, that video went so viral. Viral. That's the most amount of comments I have ever got on a video. Now, some of those comments were not the nicest comments, but we ended up making about 3 sales just from that video. Plus, we were able to get 200 Instagram followers just through that one video. So that was fantastic. That was a crazy achievement for me. And on YouTube, so in terms of short form content, we ended up posting about 12 pieces of content. We were posting nearly 2 videos or 3 videos every day. And then I also started posting carousels on how to pronounce certain words. Now these carousels were doing about 1,500 views on TikTok, which is pretty good. So I'm going to continue posting these carousel type content as well as the video type content on TikTok and Instagram, as well as YouTube Shorts. Outside of that, I also posted 3 pieces of content so far on YouTube this week, and this video is going to be my 4th content piece. And up to now, we have got 14,158 subscribers, which woohoo gets us a little closer to our 20,000 subscription mark. Now, honestly, 20,000 seems like a fast stretch with the amount of subscribers we have now. It's going to be challenging. It's almost impossible, but I am really determined to make this work. I am really, really determined to make this work. I'm going to try out everything that I can possibly do to hit these 20,000 subscribers. And I'm doing so many different things. I'm posting shorts, I'm posting long forms, and this week's challenge that I have taken on myself, and I'm going to talk about this at the end of the video, I'm sure is going to help me with increasing my subscriber count. I'm promoting it on our WhatsApp groups, I'm promoting it on my social media pages, I'm getting my students to watch my videos again and again. I'm trying to do everything possible. And actually this person is not a student of mine, but she's someone that really enjoys my content. I won't mention her name because I don't know if she will like it or not. But she gave me such a fantastic recommendation, and she was like, you should probably go on someone else's podcast and talk about your program, talk about what you do, talk about your mission, because that will drive the people on that channel to my page. And I think this is a really good recommendation. I really value that person for giving me that piece of advice. I'm definitely going to try and do it, maybe not in the next 2 months, but sometime towards October or November, I'm going to try and get myself on someone else's channel, on someone else's podcast, to help me drive more views, more subscribers, more engagement to my own channel. Guys, and this was my biggest blunder for this week, which is I tried to run a comparing ad, or rather an ad to promote myself as a compeer. I put $211 as the budget for this ad, or at least I thought I had put $211, and I had put it for the span of 1 week. All right, and so I put it on Tuesday evening. Wednesday morning, when I wake up, my ad account has got suspended and I have a bill for 80,000 rupees. My mind blew. All right, I was so stressed out because I was thinking, what happened? What happened? To see, I had pressed an extra 1 in that 211. So instead of 211, I had pressed $2,111. Thank God, Facebook has a cap and my account got suspended the moment it hit 80,000 rupees in ad spend. That was a shocker. The ad was a fail. I got close to about 40 leads from that ad. I'm trying my best to kind of get a couple of gigs confirmed through that. Doesn't seem too hopeful because when Facebook, what I have seen is that when Facebook runs such a big amount of money in one day, the leads it gives you are not the best quality, especially if your ad only runs a couple of hours, because I ran it Tuesday evening. The ad ended by about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock Wednesday morning. So the leads that I have got are honestly not the best, not a very responsive crowd. They barely even responded to the first message that I sent them. So I'm not too hopeful. That's money down the drain. But I'm going to try and promote myself organically and see if I can get some more gigs for comparing. I have a couple of events happening this week. I'm very excited for those. I'll keep you updated. In fact, even last week I had an event that a wedding that I compared, and I was really excited about that too. So I'm getting events now. I'm getting more and more gigs, more weddings as a compere, and I'm trying to build that brand or that side of my brand as well. Hopefully the next time I run an ad, I don't make a stupid blunder like that, and hopefully I'm able to run a better ad next time around. So that was the update in terms of ad spend and comparing. Finally, my challenge for next week. Guys, I'm going to post a YouTube video every single day. I'm going to post a long form YouTube content every single day. And what I'm going to try and do through this content is to provide genuine value to anyone that wants to improve their communication and their public speaking skills. I'm going to give tips, strategies, frameworks that people can follow if they want to learn how to speak confidently, how to speak assertively without getting stuck. So if you're someone that wants to learn for free, if you're someone that wants to improve your knowledge, if you're someone that genuinely wants to be a confident speaker, then definitely subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to give you so much value over the next couple of months. This next week, I'm going to post every single day of communication tips, strategies, frameworks that you can use to to become a better public speaker. So if you enjoy my channel, if you enjoy the content that I put out, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like my page, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you have any strategies that I have not heard of before in terms of how to grow my YouTube channel, just like that person suggested to me, I would love to know your comments. I would love to know your criticism. I would love to know your feedback, because right now I'm willing to take on any ideas. I'm open to take on any ideas on how and what I can do to get more subscribers, get more watch hours to the channel. I know the number one thing that I have to do is put out quality content and give out value to people. Honestly, if I'm giving out value to people, it doesn't even matter how many subscribers I have, because I love the feedback I get in terms of how I'm changing people's lives and how people value the content I put out. I genuinely enjoy that, and I genuinely feel good that I'm making people's lives better. So I'm going to try and give as much value as possible, and my hope and my dream is that people can reciprocate that value I'm giving out to them and help me out by subscribing to the channel. All right, so till our next video, keep practicing.